Hello and welcome to Grumpy Vegan Grandad. Dan here. So this is my first Tales from the Lorry Crab HG Vegan. I haven't done one for a long time, but I thought it's time just to reflect and maybe announce what's happening in the future. So the first thing I've decided to do is set up a membership to my channel. Now, as you know, I've never asked for any money or anything since I started my channel. It's not the point of my channel. My point is to try and get the message out there. But what I've got planned for the future means that any sort of help to start creating this content will be so gladly welcomed, because I'm doing a lot of running about. I'm buying lots of equipment. Up to now I've spent about £3 on cameras, and then another camera and lights and backgrounds and a PC and sound equipment, and I've paid for that and I don't mind. But of course, I'm like everybody else. I've got bills, I've got the mortgage, I've got debts that have been built up, and the problem I've got is with what I intend to do over the next 12 months, it's going to cost me more and more in sort of petrol, in time. So I've set up a membership with 3 tiers. You can see them if you click on it down below, and it just gives a little bit extra. The maximum membership means that you can join my WhatsApp group and you can influence the channel, give me suggestions, have a chat with me. The lowest one, just a couple of quid, gives you badges and icons and all fun things to do during the live streams. But all in all, this is to help me create more content. So I want to do a lot of more exposés of farms. I really do want to do this. I really think that this is important because it needs to be contemporary and relevant. All the footage needs to be contemporary and relevant. I think it was on a live stream I mentioned that Dominion is nearly 4 years old now, if not a little bit older. And it just gives non-vegans the opportunity to say, well, that was years ago, that was half a decade ago. So things have changed for the better now, and it hasn't. If anything, it's gone worse, you know. But what I have found with my exploits is that these smaller farms seem to be a lot worse in the treatment of the animals. The smaller farms, they haven't got as much money, so they spend less, they try and cut corners, and I want to expose this. So it means I'm doing a lot of running around, and I need to be able to justify it. I mean, to myself I can justify it, but not to my family, you know. I'm spending lots of money driving around when there's bills to pay and stuff like that. So yes, I'm asking for a little bit of help, folks. So if you want to join my channel, a little bit a month, it'll all come in handy, it'll all help, and it'll all go towards helping me get out and about there. So another thing I want to do is go to more AV and We the Free events and try and film my conversations, because the conversations help me. 1 second, a little bit of an interruption there, but I am working as we speak. I am working. So yeah, I want to do a bit more We the Free and AV, and I want to record the conversations, because I have found that listening to conversations and watching people do street activism, like Joey and Ed and Vegan Pixie Warrior, Ellie, vegan gays. Watching those guys do the street activism and chatting to people, it does give you a really good solid background, a really good solid knowledge base for answers answers to the questions that people ask. And it does tend to be the same questions and same points brought up. So I think that by listening to other activists who've managed to get their responses down to a nice exact answer is really, really useful. So hopefully that'll help you guys. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do more exposes and more street activism, and see what happens and see how I develop, because I don't do a set sort of plan. Because another thing I'm going to talk about is the ADHD thing. So I'm going to talk about that a little later and what that means and what it means for me. So the last year it's been quite a good year, actually. It's been quite a good year. I've been doing some stuff behind the scenes. A project that's been going on for 2 years now, and that will be appearing very, very soon. And that's going to be pretty powerful. It's going to be pretty powerful, but I shall give you more on that when I can, because at the moment I can't. I lost my dad in September. That's sort of played out over the last few months, especially with Christmas and New Year. I mean, I didn't see my parents a lot, even though I don't live far from them. A little bit of a drive down to see them. I didn't see them a lot, maybe once every couple of weeks or something like that. But it's funny, you know, I don't miss my dad most of the time, and then every now and again it hits me that he's not there and that I'm never going to see him again. And that really does hit hard sometimes. That really does hit hard. It does. It sort of creeps up on you. You know, I've got pictures of my dad. I've got my dad's ring. I've got my dad's ashes in this little container around my neck, which just keeps him there near my heart, and I feel a lot better for that. I think that's helped a lot, having a bit of him there, you know. So that's happened. Got through Christmas, didn't enjoy it. Having to smile in front of a butchered, tortured body of a turkey after rescuing two. Oh, that was a highlight though. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed rescuing those two turkeys. That was great, and they're doing great. They're doing absolutely great. I'll put some footage actually. I'll put some footage on right about now. So you can see they're doing great. They're doing great. So yeah, a lot of developments have happened over the last 12 months. A changed way of thinking. And now we're into 2022. And veganuary has started again. And I'm still a bit split on veganuary. I personally think it's a really good thing. But when I listen to other people, they say, well, they try it for a month, then they go back to like murder and animal abuse, and it's not about animal ethics, and I tend to think, well, look at my journey, look at how I went and become a vegan activist. I started in the sense that I assumed that veganism was a diet, and that was it. You just had to cut out animal products and you were vegan. And people say, well, that's wrong, you know, the message is getting diluted and all this stuff. But to me, I would not have been doing what I do now. I would not have been doing what I do now had it not been the fact that I thought if you cut out animal products from your diet, that is veganism, and that's what veganism is all about. and it makes you healthy. If I hadn't had those thoughts, I would not have been in this position now, guys. I would not have, because firstly, I wouldn't have looked at anything vegan related after that. I wouldn't have been prompted to look at vegan activists on YouTube. I wouldn't have been prompted to watch movies. It wouldn't have even entered my head to do so. Why would it? You know? So this is what splits me on the veganuary thing. It gets people to try something that is pretty much the cause of most of the animal abuse. A lot of animal abuse. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, it's got me really splitting my thinking with the influence of what other people tell me. And it's just, you know. So yeah, ADHD. I've suspected for a long time that things haven't been right with the way I think and the way I act and the way my life's gone. I will go into it in more depth. I'm waiting for the diagnosis or the non-diagnosis, whichever comes first, you know. But when you've got ADHD, you know you've got ADHD, yeah? I mean, you can Google the symptoms, and every single one of you, if you Google the symptoms of ADHD, you'll probably say, oh yeah, that's me, and that's me, yeah? But it's not. You know when you've got it. You know when you've got it. There's things in your life that happen, and when you talk to or read, when I read about ADHD, about the symptoms in adult ADHD, it's like reading the story of my life, you know. So I'm waiting to get the diagnosis. I've been referred by my doctor and by a psychiatric nurse to see a psychiatrist, and they will then obviously have some sessions with me and tell me yes or no. But I don't think it's going to be a no. I think it's going to be a strong yes. So yes, this is the problem with ADHD, is it's very hard to keep a track, I'm not doing this on purpose, it's just fucking weird. It's very hard to keep a level track. I'm not going to cut this out neither. I'm not going to cut this out. I'm going to let you see what it is, because normally I cut this shit out. So I'm not going to cut this bit out, and so you can see how it manifests. At the moment, I've got like a million thoughts coming into my head, and there's people walking around and distracting me. And I'm struggling to get my words and think straight at the moment. This is because I'm talking about it as well. Talking about ADHD brings on the symptoms more and more and more as well. So yeah, it's very hard to get a level train of thought, a dedicated train of thought, and get the words and express yourself properly sometimes. I know you think I do really well on YouTube and stuff, talking to camera, but that's another side of it. Hyper focus. We can talk all day long on things we're passionate about. We hyper focus on things, and it's all to do because it is a physical thing. ADHD, people think it's a mental issue. It's not. It's a physical. We have actually got low dopamine levels in our brains, so this influences behavior. It influences our behavior. We take more risks. We partake in risky behavior because adrenaline gets the dopamine going. As you know, human species are the only species of animal that use pain for pleasure. Think about curries, hot curries, tattoos, all painful. Going to the gym and working hard at the gym, it's painful, but we get a dopamine release. And that's what people with ADHD do. They chase a dopamine release because ours are low. It also stops our concentration as well, which means we're disjointed when we talk to people. But I could go on all day about the symptoms and about how it's affected my life. And I will do a few videos on it once I get the diagnosis. And if they give me medication, then I will do a before and after medication video maybe, and try and talk to you about something before I take the medication, then after, and let's see if there's a difference, because there should be. But yeah, so that's coming up, so hopefully that'll help me in the new year once I get in and see them. So yeah, veganuary is happening now, so let's try and influence people, you know. Once they start and get, if you've got friends or family who are going to take it up, once they're halfway through it, mid-January, have a word and see if they'll watch Dominion or Forks Over Knives or Land of Hope and Glory or Seaspiracy. Watch some vegan activists chatting, you know, share the videos, get them on the ethical side of it. But yeah, let's get people on the path. Let's get people on the road. This is developing in my brain now. So yeah, I think, right, veganuary, it's like a road heading somewhere. And what is worse, right? Not getting anybody on that road. Not getting anybody on that road at all. Or getting as many people on that road walking to the destination of an ethical vegan. And all right, some might turn off at the next junction. Someone might turn off at the junction after that. But how are we supposed to do this if we can't get people walking along the road in the first place? People need to be walking in that direction before we do anything. And veganuary is getting big now with the supermarkets and adverts. Every 5 minutes there's a vegan advert on, or an advert for a supermarket saying, look at these vegan options we've got. In the UK. In the UK. I don't know about anywhere else, so please let me know if you're getting the same in the US or Canada or Europe, wherever you are. So yeah, it's, once people see that it's easy and that there's lots of stuff out there and that it's convenient, surely they must be malleable enough at that point then to hit them with the animal rights. Surely. But if we're all saying veganuary is just about the diet and it's not getting people on the ethical road, we need to get them on that road and pointed in the right direction, then work on it, you know. So yeah, tell me your thoughts, people, because I need help on this as well. I need help on it. What else is happening? So we've got a new boss here at Tough Nose. He seems to be like trying to sort the company out, so whether my job's safe I don't know, because I'm still on the agency. I won't ever take a full-time job because I'm still trying to chase an acting career. And how's that going? Well, that is slowly moving. It's slowly moving. I got an audition just before Christmas, then a recall. A recall is really good because it means that they've seen your audition tape, they're very interested in you, and you get the recall to go back and speak to the directors, producers and casting agents. I didn't get it, but that's the nature of the beast. You won't believe how many people go for roles. There are thousands upon thousands, and if not tens of thousands, and they've got to wheedle this list of thousands and thousands of people down to just a few. So a recall is a very good step forward. And the thing is, when you've got casting directors looking at you, they see you and they remember you. So when you see a casting director's role is that to cast somebody in a role. So they get a brief, they say, let's say it's for me, yeah, say we want a good looking northern guy, 6 foot tall, white, with a beard, bald head, and we want a northern accent. So that's the sort of briefs they get sometimes for an advert, for a film, for TV. And those casting directors, having seen me, they will remember me, because that's the job. Their job is to go, I know, there was that guy we saw a bit ago in that recall, Dan, we'll go for him. You know, so yeah, it's really important to get recalls. So hopefully it might go somewhere this year, but if not, I really don't care, because I love it. And a lot of people, a lot of actors are ADHD. Jim Carrey's ADHD. And I've heard of quite a few other actors are ADHD as well, because it's a change. We can't deal with boredom. We cannot deal with boredom. It doesn't mean we run around like fucking idiots and smashing things up, but boredom causes us distress and anxiety. This is why having my phone and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook is a blessing for me, because it keeps my mind occupied while I'm sat doing nothing and doing the same job day in, day out. It's just, I really find it hard. So acting is, I'd love to be a full-time actor. I'd love to be, because it ease this problem I've got with like keeping jobs down and doing the same thing, because I haven't had a job for 2 years straight since I left school. Really, folks, never been able to keep a job down. I've either messed about because I'm bored, open my mouth, because that's another thing you do. It's very closely linked to Tourette's, and we say things we don't mean to say. Sudden aggressive outbursts, and yeah. So let's see what's going to happen. So please, 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 people, if you want to join my channel, look at the options, pick the one that's best for you. I'm going to really try and get some great content out to you guys, and you can influence it. You can tell me what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what you want to see more of. But yeah, I do need a little bit of help. Not a lot of help, just a little bit of help. Just to cover in travel costs and transport and time, maybe hotels if we're going, you know, somewhere quite a distance away where we have to go early in the morning. There's lots of things to get covered when you're out and about doing the undercover stuff. So yeah, please join my channel, it'd be appreciated. If not, it doesn't matter, I'll still keep creating content, and I'll still keep trying to get these meat eaters to go vegan. So anyway, welcome to 2022. Peace, people.